to Wayne County Connection. I'm your host, Micheal Sweigart. Thank you for joining me again as we connect you with people and agencies that are promoting Wayne County as a great place to work, live, and play. As always, I encourage you to do your part to get connected and make Wayne County a great place to work, live, and play as well. You can start by visiting our website at waynenet.org/cc. There you can find information about today's program and past programs with a link to our guests today and to the guests that have been on our program in the past. These people have all done their part to make Wayne County a great place to work, live, and play, and we're sure that you can get connected as well. Even in these strange and unusual times that we find ourselves in here in April of 2020, we know that there are still ways for us to help our neighbors, and if anything else, we've learned that connections are important, and being connected to others in whatever way is possible is the best way to get through any situation. And we've been promoting that for years here on Wayne County Connection, and we hope that you're doing your part as well. Today on our program, we're going to be focusing on transportation issues here in Wayne County. We have several guests that are going to be talking about that. But before I switch over to them and introduce them to you, I would like to encourage you again to visit our website at waynenet.org/cc to find out more about today's program. And importantly, to share it with your friends and neighbors who may or may not get this on Channel 11 on Comcast, because this program is available streaming live on WCTV.info and also on demand, and you can find out more information about that at our website. And now let's get into our program. Today we have three guests with us. We have Mallory Duncan from the Indiana Department of Transportation. We have Mike Sharpe from the Wayne County Highway Department, and T.L. Boswell from the city of Richmond. He's our street commissioner here in Richmond. So I'd like to welcome each of these guests to our show, and we're going to have them each tell you a little bit about who they are. Mallory, I'm going to start with you and have you tell us a little bit about yourself. Welcome to the program and Wayne County Connection. Tell us a little bit about yourself so our viewers can get to know you.
Hi, Michael. Thanks for having me. So I am Mallory Duncan from the Indiana Department of Transportation. I'm the communications director for the East Central District. And I promise that includes Wayne County. It doesn't sound like it, but it does. So my district is all the way Marion County, so Indianapolis, all the way out to the Ohio state line, up to Muncie, Kokomo, areas like that. So that's me, and that's kind of what we cover. And I've been with the department for a year and a half. So it's been a good time. I've been learning a lot about construction and way more than I ever thought I would know. So,
and your role as communication director is to get information out to residents in the area about what's going on with highway department activities in that area.
Yep. So INDOT covers interstates, highways, state roads. That's kind of our area. So, yep, my job is to get that information out to every single Hoosier that is in my area, that East Central area. So,
and do you do that via not only news channels and press releases and so forth, but do you have a Twitter account or a Facebook page that people can?
Yep. So we do. I do love working with local media, whether it be a newspaper, on air, radio stations, but also the best way I found to communicate with people day to day for any sort of construction update is social media. So we have a very active Twitter and Facebook page.
And we'll get those links posted either on our webpage or in the lower thirds. Hopefully our post-production can get some of that information out there to you. But if we don't get that up, be sure to visit our website at waynenet.org/cc where we'll have those links. Mallory, welcome to the show. Next, I'm going to go over to Mike Sharpe, our Wayne County Highway Department individual, and I'm trying to highlight his, I can't highlight him. So Mike, if you'll just talk to us a little bit about your interaction there at the Wayne County Highway Department. Tell us a little bit about yourself and your connection with Wayne County.
Well, thank you. I appreciate you having me on the program. But I've been with the county highway for 25 years and born and raised here in Wayne County. But my job is supervisor here at the Wayne County Highway, and we are in control of 687 miles throughout Wayne County, all the county roads that we maintain and try to keep up. So that's kind of what we do out here.
Off the top of your head, just as a curiosity, about how many miles do you supervise?
687.22. And of that, 2.42 is gravel, the rest of it's paved.
680 miles of roadway. And you get to drive that every week, right?
Well, I don't get over it every week, but we try to get what needs to be done through out there.
Okay. All right. We'll talk a little bit more about what's going on in Wayne County in just a few minutes. And finally, TL Boswell, welcome to the program.
Thank you. I've been with the city for 30 years. I started at the park department, worked in public works after that, and then over to the street department when they switched over. So then I was pretty much the tree supervisor for 20 some years, and then I became street commissioner in 2012.
All right, so big background. So the big question that we have to start with is what's going on in Wayne County roadways right now? And I'll let you each interject as you feel that it's appropriate for you to answer. A few years ago, especially in Richmond, but in Wayne County in particular, we had a lot of construction going on all at once, and it made getting around in the county and in the city kind of difficult. And there was a lot of negative press in social media, and it wasn't really press, but negative comments in social media that seemed like you guys were out to get us. And we know that that's not the case, but we want to kind of preload what's going on in the construction season this year. So if we could just start maybe from the state down to the street level and talk about what kind of construction projects are planned starting now or going on now through the end of 2020.
Yeah, so starting with the state, I'm sure all of you, if you're an essential worker or need to get out, get some groceries, and need to get on I-70, you've noticed that we are there. I-70 is our big project this summer in Wayne County and in counties all the way over to Marion County. So we are working on I-70 eastbound and westbound from Indianapolis all the way out to the Ohio state line. So that's, we're doing a lot of maintenance, so a lot of concrete work, a lot of patching, a lot of bridge maintenance, just to get that road up to standard. And I should mention as well that Ohio is also doing a project on I-70 just across the border. So if you have to travel to Ohio when this stay-at-home order is lifted, be aware that you're going from one construction zone to the other, and vice versa if you're coming back into the state. So we are working with Ohio officials on that to keep our work zones safe and congruent with each other across state lines. So that's just something to be aware of for us. Now, our contractor on I-70 has a couple of rules to follow. So this project will go, it started early April and will run all the way until we can't work anymore. So it's our full construction season. So we're looking at, it's a good construction season if we can get through November, but you never know with Indiana weather. And that accounts for rain, which we usually see in May, and then again in September, weather, kind of things like that. So we won't be working that entire time, but there will be barrels on the road, there will be people on the road, so just be aware of that. We are working both directions, but what is always going to happen, there's always going to be one lane open in each direction. Our contractors are going to work in 10-mile stretches, usually from exit to exit, to make getting off and on the interstate a lot easier for you guys. But in some cases that won't be able to happen. So they can work in 10-mile stretches. Within that 10-mile stretch, they can only work one direction at a time. So you won't find like a 10-mile stretch that has a lane closed eastbound when you're headed to grandma's house and then a lane closed westbound when you're headed home. So no, that won't happen. They also have to be 5 miles apart from zone to zone. That helps us with safety. This week is Work Zone Safety Awareness Week for the entire nation. So that is something that helps keep our guys safe and also keeps drivers safe on the road. Not many people know in work zones, it's usually the driver and the passenger that gets injured in the work zone instead of someone along the side of the road. So we're trying to keep all Hoosiers safe, and that includes people driving through our zones as well. So just a little recap on I-70. They can work in 10-mile zones, and they will. They can work in one direction at a time. They're doing a lot of concrete work, so what that boils down to is basically when it's done, you may not be able to see the work that was done, but you'll be able to feel it as you drive down the road. And the biggest thing you'll notice is next winter, the potholes should be a lot less than they have been in the past couple of years. So that's some good news for you guys. So that construction is all through Wayne County, all on I-70. And again, there's more in Ohio as well. We have stopped work. We've moved a couple projects on US 40 so that, because we know that's a viable detour route for I-70. So while this construction is going on, there will be limited maintenance work on 40. And obviously, and if an emergency arose, we would do that as well. But limited 40 work this summer because of the I-70. We want to keep that clear for detours and everything else. We do also have some scheduled work on US 27 near Richmond. So it's just a lot of overlays. So you'll see a new kind of road there. We don't have a schedule or anything about that yet. It's near I-70 on either side of I-70 is where that work will be done. So there's no such schedule yet. Things have been kind of moved around because of this incredible circumstance that we're in. So we will get you that more information when we have it.
That was one question that I had for each of you, and that would be, how has the restrictions that have been put down from the government, both from federal and from the state government and local governments, how has that affected your progress on any road projects? Most of the road workers, it seems like, are pretty out and socially distanced anyway. But what kind of impact has that had on you guys? And you can each take a turn at that if you'd like.
So I'll follow that up and then I'll stop talking, I promise. So for us, we've actually seen statewide a positive impact on our work. We're seeing a 40% decrease in traffic on the interstates throughout the state. So this is everywhere. And that's 40% throughout the week, and then a 50% decrease on the weekend. So what we've done, at least in Indianapolis, we've kind of taken advantage of that and done a full closure on I-70 through downtown Indianapolis to mitigate some of that traffic that would usually see, all the 70 work through the entire construction season. So that is getting done quickly, more efficiently. As far as our maintenance teams are kind of in staggered shifts right now, which I'm sure a lot of you are. So they're not seeing each other in our sub-districts. They're not interacting with each other as much. Obviously, we have a mask and a glove rule while on the interstate, while you're near people and things like that. So, but for us, the 40% decrease in traffic has been huge. It's been a big deal, and all of you are following that stay-at-home order.
One positive thing coming out of this whole shutdown business.
One positive thing, yeah. And obviously that's safer for everyone. That's safer for us on the roads. It's safer for drivers, and to stop spreading this virus as well. So
if
another thing,
roads repaired more quickly, what we need to do is just shut down the government or shut down the economy for a month or two at a time, right?
You didn't hear that from me. No. But another thing we're also doing, and this kind of goes along with your living and working and playing in Wayne County, we have opened up our rest areas throughout the state for food trucks to serve truckers who are going along the interstate, because they're bringing essential goods into our state. They're helping us out. They're going through the crossovers of America, and we need to kind of help them out. So if you own a food truck, if your friend owns a food truck, if your dad owns a food truck, there's a permit online, and you can serve truckers as they go through in our rest areas. And I think we extended the hours, so it's like 9 a.m. to 9 p.m. now, so they can serve all day long.
And we do have a couple of food truck vendors who are regular viewers, so that will be good news for them.
Yeah.
Mike or TL, do either one of you have any comments about what's going on, how the transportation restrictions have impacted your work?
Our biggest thing is on the county side of it, it's been safer to work out there. Obviously, when you drive around, you don't see the traffic out there. You do see the reductions. Kind of the downside of that part is our funding comes from the gasoline tax. So as the gas prices are down and the usage is down, we're looking at probably somewhere between a 30 to 40%, maybe up as much as 50% reduction in what income we're going to be receiving to do our road work this coming year. So that's kind of the big thing that we haven't really seen it yet because April, it kind of lags behind. So until we get our May figures, that's when we're going to see part of a shutdown, and then we really won't see the full effect of how much money we're going to lose until probably starting in June. So we're trying to prepare, know what we're going to have to do, but unless the money's coming in from the gasoline tax from the people driving, then we'll not have the money to use to repair the roadways and keep them up. So that's going to be the hardest hit pack on us this year, is just trying to watch the money, try to stretch it out throughout to where we can maintain all of our miles and try to cover everything to prevent all the potholes that you would normally see, but doing it with a lot less money. We were already down probably 11% going into 2020 from 2019, where our budget dropped by 11%. But then now with this gasoline tax drop, that's going to affect us a lot more coming up later this year.
Will that then also have an impact on preparedness for snow removal and ice events in the winter?
I don't think it will be at this point in time. The way we're set up is I've already put in my bid. We go on a state bid for our salt bidding. So we've already put out for the bid and told them how many tons of salt we want for this winter coming up. So, but I've got enough storage around here that we can pretty much store everything that we need for a whole year. We have enough storage to hold it. So then, and we're at full capacity now. So we'll put in our allotted amount, but then it just takes effect. So normally a hard winter will hit us the following year when we got to stock our stockpiles back up to fill our barns. But by the time you got to turn in March what you want for the next year. And in March, we already have to think about what next winter is. And we're really not wanting to think about winter at that point in time because we're just getting out of one. But
we're talk about spring.
Yes.
Yeah.
So I don't think it'll affect us on the winter side of it very much coming into it.
And last winter, as I said before we started the recording, was kind of a mild winter. And so we didn't have the heavy usage of the product for keeping the roadways clear as we might this year. It's kind of difficult to, as you said, you come off of a mild winter, you're like, yeah, we only use 20% of our supplies. So if we get a really heavy winter, we could get a little bit behind because you say you're already full. And when those supplies start to get depleted, they have to be replenished. It's not like they just automatically regenerate there in the storage facilities.
Right, correct.
So, well, good luck in keeping up with that. TL, how are we doing here in Richmond in particular?
Well, we're staggered too in our personnel. We're doing potholes pretty much, planting trees, trimming, little projects right now, nothing major till, we get everybody back going and then we can get the crews up and running again. So like I said, with the reduced traffic, it's made, our jobs a lot easier out there, keeping the traffic away from us and stuff like that. It makes our job go a little easier.
What kind of projects, TL, are going on in Richmond in particular over the course of 2020?
Okay, well, we just received our community crossings money that we applied for again this year. So we're talking probably $1.2 million worth of projects on 18 streets, which in the past couple of years we've been awarded from the state, the community crossings money. So we have done over $3 million worth of work in the last 3 years, I'd say. Our in-house crew is going to do probably 20 projects. That being, if we get back to going the way we're supposed to be going. And then we will probably do 5 or 6 concrete projects in that stretch. And our regular maintenance.
Okay. And how are the bike lanes coming? I know we've got a partially completed loop in downtown area of Richmond. How was that affected, and what's the schedule for completing that?
As far as I know, it's still on slate to be 2022 for the next phase to come through. I know they've done some steering committee stuff, some steering committee work. I'm not sure whether they've picked out an engineer for that or not yet, but 2022 is what I understand is the next phase come through. So,
okay, sounds great. And then Mike, in the county, what do we have going on as far as projects specifically for road maintenance or bridge maintenance in the county this year?
Yeah, we got 4 bridges going up this year. They've already started one. It's getting close to completion, maybe a couple of weeks away. That bridge is up on Economy Road. They're north of Economy. So they're replacing that one. And then it's the same crew that's going to be moving over to West Eaton Pike, and they'll be replacing that bridge over there by the state line. And then another one's going to be on Salisbury Road, which is after they complete the one on West Eaton Pike, they'll go to Salisbury Road, just south of Test or Bypost Road, and that bridge will be replaced. And then later on, closer towards fall, there's a bridge on College Corner between McMinn and West Grove Road that bridge is going to be replaced. And then we've got 2 large culvert projects that we're going to be doing, replacing those bridge type structures with some culverts, concrete culverts. And that's going to be on Lacey, just off of State Road 35, and then up on Economy Road again, up there by Osborne. Those will be probably done in September, October. So then besides that, we'll kind of keep an eye on the money and see where we go. But we'll be doing some strip sealing and patch paving throughout the county. We don't have any major rehabilitation projects planned at this point in time, but just going through trying to get all the roads prepared. And with the soft winter that we had this year, the roads are not in bad shape starting out in the spring. So that's kind of a helpful thing for us. With the money going down, that we'll be able to try to keep up on that, get them all prepared to get ready for next winter for lack of the potholes. Okay.
So one of the things that I want to bring up as we come toward the end of our program here is how to get in touch. If somebody has a concern or a question about roadways in either the city, the county, the community, or the state, who should they contact first, and what's the process to go through there? And then specifically, how to get in touch with you. And I'm going to just start from TL, and we'll go up to TL, Mike, and Mallory. Then how to get in touch with you, when should they get in touch with you, what kinds of things should they call you about or text you about or get in touch with you about, and what's the best way to do that?
They can call us anytime here at the shop. Our number is 983-7225. And then usually there's somebody that will answer calls or just leave a message and we'll get back to you. And then the city website also has all our information, all the email addresses for anybody that you need to contact within the city. So my email address will be on that website. So, there is a place on the website for complaints. So if you want to put in something, a work order or something like that, you can do that off the city website also.
Okay. Mike?
Yeah, we're open from 6:30 to 3 Monday through Friday. The best way to reach us is by phone. Our phone number is 765-855-5211. Or our email address is highway@co.wayne.in.us. Or you can also go on the county website and look up on that and be able to get in contact with us. But anytime you have a problem, whether it's in the city or county or state, if you're not for sure where you're located at, you just call us. We'll try to figure out, whose it is. If it's not ours, we'll try to get you in connection with the right person. If it's ours, then we'll try to get out and take care of the problem and see what we can do to help you out.
And one thing I want to kind of highlight there with that last comment that you just made, Mike, is that when you're talking about roadways and talking about a different agency being responsible, it's not passing the buck. It's making sure that the right responsible party gets involved to get the resolution as quickly as possible.
Right. Yeah, we worked with the city before. We worked with the state before. If we got a problem or if our problem runs into the city or the state, we try to get a hold of that agency to where we can work through. And we've done projects together before where we've been able to cooperate with each other and get the projects done so the taxpayer and the landowner can get their problem solved. Now, sometimes it falls back to the landowner, but there's been a lot of times I've been able to give suggestions to the landowner to help them. If it's not totally on our side, I try to give them suggestions to be able to help them out on how they can help better themselves, and try to help them in any way we can. So we're here to help you and make sure, we're getting the job done for you is what our objective is to do.
Right.
Yeah, so with the state, we're similar to what everyone else has said. And we actually have a customer service portal. So that is the easiest way to get hold of us. It's INDOT for the number, U, the letter. So INDOT for number, U, the letter, .com. And that'll take you right to the customer service portal. You can report a concern on a roadway there online, or you can call us very similarly, 855 INDOT for you, which translates to 855-463-6848. So customers can call that, and I swear it's not some big void somewhere and your request will get lost. We have customer service representatives in each of our districts, so that'll get funneled to the right person and we'll be able to help you out there.
All right. Thank you, Mallory. It appears as though we may have lost TL Bosell from the city and in our chat here in our Zoom meeting. But I want to thank you, Mallory and TL and Mike, for appearing today to talk about highways and transportation in Wayne County and how that makes Wayne County a great place to work, live, and play. Best of luck to each of you this summer in your busy construction season and through the winter as you keep us safe on the roadways.
Thank you.
Thanks for having us.
All right. Thank you. And thank you for watching, all of you. It has been a pleasure as I redo my video here. This has been a pleasure having you join us again here at Wayne County Connection. And we encourage you to do your part to get connected to make Wayne County a great place to work, live, and play. These representatives of our transportation agencies are doing their part to make sure that they can make our roadways safe and passable for all of us for work, for daily living activities, and for getting out and having fun, and doing those things to make our Wayne County a great place to be. Thank you for watching today. I'd like to thank Jane Holman, our producer, WCTV, and the Wayne County Commissioners for their participation in this program. I'm Micheal Sweigart, your host. We'll see you next month.